Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Cleveland Clinic Lerner College of Medicine, Class of 2024.
Well, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I'm Bud Isaacson, and I have the privilege to be the MC tonight as the Executive Dean, and so excited welcoming all you here today. Anyone not from Cleveland? Okay. You can see we have wonderful weather here. It's like this every day. It gets sort of boring. It's going to be a beautiful weekend, and you know, these graduation ceremonies never get old. And I was walking from the parking garage on the Skyway, and I saw the banners on the TV, and your heart starts pounding a little bit, get excited, a lump in your throat. It's really emotional in such an exciting way. And we're so proud of this class of 2024, and looking forward to a great celebration tonight and a great celebration tomorrow. So another round of applause for this class. So like a proud parent, we have to take you back. This is when I met this class, so we have a wonderful tradition of welcoming our students to the profession of medicine, and we do this at the Foundation House. So this was 2019, and you looked great then, a little bit nervous. You look great now, a little less nervous. Later that same week, we gathered outside Severance Hall, where we'll be tomorrow, and we had the white coat ceremony. This was after the white coat ceremony. Again, a lot of smiling faces. And then fast forward, just a short 5 years later, and here we are at match day. And what a spectacular day that was, where you all found out where you'll be for your residencies. So excited that we have 8 who are staying at Cleveland Clinic in Cleveland, which is the most ever. So that is absolutely wonderful. And that was in the HEC. Now, I want to bring you back to 2020. This is also the HEC. So this was during COVID, and to set the stage, we had no vaccines at this point. People were dying of COVID at rapid rates, and the Cleveland Clinic, along with other health systems in the city, decided we had to do something to prepare for the worst. And so we converted our health education campus into something called Hope Hospital. And the idea was this facility, on 3 days' notice, would turn into an acute care hospital for COVID patients. And what you see is gurneys there. There was oxygen and water piped to each one of those gurneys. Amazing. And so I show this really to remind everyone that this class had to go through COVID, and it interrupted their education, and they came out stronger for it. And thankfully, we never had to use this facility for patient care, and the team did a remarkable job of reclaiming this as education space, which we use it for now. I really have so much gratitude for this class and all you've done for us. You know, it's such a family atmosphere. You're part of the family. We talked about that when you joined us for the white coat, and you really have given back in so many ways. You've helped make us a better school. You've joined committees, you've helped us with our LCME review, and every time we hear a student voice, we become a better school because of it. You've participated in our communities in so many ways. You've volunteered, You've gone to homeless shelters, to women's shelters, you've gone to elementary schools, and you've brought some of your magic into the community in ways to make our community better and stronger. You've really been advocates for those who are marginalized and disadvantaged, and we can't thank you enough for that. You've also touched our patients. You cumulatively have touched probably thousands of patients, and the patients really enjoy, and you bring added value to their care. I often have patients who come to see me, and there's often students involved, and they're often disappointed when there isn't a student. They say, "Where's the student?" And I say, "You're going to have to just deal with me today." Finally, your scholarship and research productivity be unlike anything else. I mean, we sit down and look at your accomplishments as you move on to residency, and you have an enormous number of research that you've added really to the literature of medicine in such a productive and great way. So thank you for all you've done for our school, our community, and our patients. Thank you so much. This is also a very special year. You share the year with the 20th anniversary of our school, and we're going to have a celebration on July 27th. So I want you to all talk to your program directors, tell them you need to be given the day off so you can come back to Cleveland if you're not here to join us. I hope some of you will be able to do that. We're so looking forward to that. And we're now starting to look at the output from our school. You know, and we really had this mission to be training physician investigators, and I think we owe it to ourselves to say, how are we doing? And we're starting to gather this data. Jim, you'll appreciate, I see a smile. Jim Young, my predecessor, Hooding Hardeep Full, who's now the president of the Alumni Association. And so at about the 10-year mark, students have completed all their training, even if they've done advanced fellowships, and now they're out really at the first part of their professional career. So we've started to say, what are they actually doing at that point in time? So we have data from the first 4 classes. And I think you'll see that we're doing quite well. In terms of research, over 75% of our graduates are still involved with research, and 20% have NIH funding. Publications, amazing. Sort of the productivity that we see in our students has continued as they move on in their careers, over 1,400 publications cumulatively. Many have gotten advanced degrees and fellowships, and dear to my heart, almost all are involved with education in some way. They're teaching other students. We now have so many alumni from the school who have trained at Cleveland Clinic, we can't fit them all on one slide. We have the 8 of you who are staying here that we will add. It's wonderful. We all have 26 now who have joined us on staff, and we expect that number to continue to grow. And that's really what we envisioned with this school in 2004, that we would be training physician investigators and have many of them want to come back and join us on staff. This is also a time really to thank the many people who help our students navigate this journey through medical school, which is extremely difficult and challenging. Fortunately, we have so many people who are helpful in that regard, so let's take a minute to acknowledge them. First, family, friends, and loved ones. If you're able to, if that applies to you, please stand so we can acknowledge you and thank you for all you do for our students. Our academic leadership, we have a very unique model here with our Education Institute, and Jamie Stoller's here. Jamie, could you stand? Thank you so much for all you do. And we have a wonderful partnership with Case Western Reserve University. Stan, can you stand up? And Monica Lipson's here, our graduation speaker. Please stand. And Amy Wilson-Delphos, please stand up. You know, we've learned how to live together in the new health education campus. I think it's working out pretty well. What do you think, Stan? We have an amazing administrative team led by Marcy Party, and if they are here, anyone, please stand up so we can acknowledge you. They support our students and our faculty. Next, our faculty. Really the key on the front line, teaching our students in basic science, clinical medicine, or research. Anyone who teaches our students, can you please stand? Student support is something I don't think we talked about a lot 20 years ago, but it's key right now. The lives of students are very challenging, and we've adapted with the times. We have a group now that focuses on diversity and inclusion, wellness, and career counseling. Anyone here? I know we have some here. Please stand. Thank you so much for all you do. Our physician advisors, an amazing group of people. You'll meet some of them later tonight. It's so unique for our students to come in from whatever their background is, whether it was directly from undergrad or for some other life experience, and the transition to our curriculum is really very, very different. Suddenly they're not competing, they're collaborating, they're completing portfolios, working on competencies, and it's a real adjustment, and our physician advisors play a key role in bringing them along. So please stand. Thank you. And finally, the administrative team that I have the good fortune to lead. You'll never find a more dedicated group of educators than this group who really do so much on behalf of the students. They live, drink, sleep, and breathe CCLCM. Thank you. Please stand. And finally, Norma Lerner. We just had a picture outside. It was such a special event. So grateful, Norma, that you can be here. You and your late husband, Al, have done so much for our school. We can never thank you enough. Thank you so much, Norma. Now a word from the dean, okay? You get this prerogative, maybe more than one word, okay? But there's a word I want to leave you with tonight. Authenticity. How many were in Northeast Ohio for the total solar eclipse on April 8th? It was simply magical. And you know, we live in a world now where there's a lot of questions about what's authentic, what's real. That was real. That was the real deal. When I think of authenticity, I think of that total solar eclipse. And I want you to think about authenticity in medicine as you go forward tonight. Parker Palmer, who's a thought leader in education and leadership, has said our deepest calling is to grow into our own authentic selfhood, whether or not it conforms to some image of who we ought to be. As we do so, we will not only find the joy that every human seeks, we will also find our path of authentic service in the world. And I think authenticity applies so well to medicine. So indulge me for just a minute while I share some thoughts on this. Authenticity builds trust. When patients come to us, they are often at their most vulnerable. They are seeking not just medical treatment, but also guidance, reassurance, and a human connection. Authenticity is essential in building that trust. Patients can sense when a provider is being genuine, when they are truly listening and seeking to understand the individual in front of them. The trust is the foundation upon which effective treatment and healing can occur. Authenticity also leads to healthier patients. It has a direct impact on clinical outcomes. When patients feel heard, when they feel respected and cared for as whole persons, they are more likely to be engaged in their own care, to follow treatment recommendations, and to have better long-term health results. And finally, authenticity sustains us as providers. The benefits extend to us in a field that can be emotionally and physically demanding. It helps us maintain our own well-being and sense of purpose. When we're able to connect genuinely with our patients, to practice medicine in alignment with our values. It nourishes us and helps prevent burnout. Authenticity is not just a gift we give to our patients, it's a gift we give to ourselves. Authenticity is not a luxury in medicine, it's an absolute necessity. It's the foundation of trust, of better outcomes, and of sustaining ourselves as providers. As you continue to navigate the complexities of modern healthcare, never lose sight of the immense power of authenticity. Now, I'm delighted to introduce our CEO and President, Tom Mihaljevic, via video tonight. He couldn't be with us, but he recorded a message for our class of 2024. Tom embodies authenticity. He's a passionate supporter of CCLCM, and so we'll look forward to hearing his message tonight.
Hello and congratulations to the graduating class of 2024. I'm sorry I could not be there to celebrate with you and your families on this special occasion. I would like to thank Dr. Isaacson and the entire faculty of the Lerner College of Medicine. You have guided this class through one of the most innovative educational programs in healthcare. Cleveland Clinic is grateful for your service. I am so proud of our medical students. Each of you is tenacious, hardworking, and passionate. It has been a pleasure to watch you develop on this journey. As a group, you demonstrate many qualities that make you exceptional. After your very first semester, you were separated by the pandemic. Yet, this challenge only brought out the best in you. You choose to bond with each other and maintain social connection. Favorite events, such as your diversity dinners, continued virtually. You saw the strain of the pandemic on our caregivers. Wanting to help, you offered to support their childcare and shop for their groceries. And you reached out to those in need within our community. Thank you for your service at organizations such as the Haven Home. When it was time for your clinicals, each of you hit the ground running. Your strong focus on the quality of patient care differentiates you from students elsewhere. Academically, the program you completed is unique. You are now trained to serve as both clinicians and scientists. Proudly, all of you match for residencies. For 20 years, the Lerner College of Medicine has prepared tomorrow's healthcare leaders. We believe that each of you has already emerged and shown your ability to lead. As we celebrate you, let us take a moment and thank everyone who has stood by your side. Your families, who offered unconditional love and support, your educators, who guided you toward opportunity, and those who invested in you, including Norma Lerner and her late husband Al, who made this school possible. All of us look forward to the good that you will achieve. You have chosen a career in which every day matters, and you have learned how to be part of a team which makes you invaluable to healthcare. Be confident and trust that you are ready to make a difference wherever you go. Please know that after your residency, you will always have a job on Cleveland Clinic's team. Congratulations once again, and I wish you the best of luck in your careers.
So we do want you back. You heard it from our CEO, right? Next, we're going to move on to the thank you book. Emily Abramczyk and Philip, come on down.
Mrs. Lerner and Dr. Mihaljevic, on behalf of our class, I want to say thank you for the gift of the past 5 years. From the day we arrived, it was clear that this was a special place. The Lerner family had a vision for all that CCLCM could become, and it was an honor to become part of that dream. Through your generous donation, my classmates and I found the freedom to set our goals high and pursue them with determination. During our time at CCLCM, I watched my classmates accomplish amazing things. We have learned to become advocates for our patients and worked alongside truly excellent teachers to advance our medical training. We have participated in innovative research projects, probing the mechanisms of disease and therapies in the lab, seeking to improve patient outcomes using clinical data, and collaborating on clinical trials to make surgical care easier. Finally, we have strived to make a difference in our Cleveland community, fighting to improve maternal health initiatives, offering health screenings to unhoused patients, and introducing high schoolers to a career in medicine. Mrs. Lerner, the gifts you have given us, we have aimed to magnify. Amidst all of our class's accomplishments, I was struck by how much the school community felt comforting and welcoming. In CCLCM, I found a family who cared about me as a person and whose successes I celebrated as if they were my own. During our lunch with Mrs. Lerner, I found that same care and attention. Mrs. Lerner, you stood out as the leader of our family, invested in the lives of those you helped educate. You asked about our stories and shared your own, and it was truly a joy to see the dream you had with Mr. Lerner be brought to life. Thank you for the time and love you have invested in our school. While we can never pay back the gift we have received, we hope to pay it forward to all of the patients we will encounter throughout our careers. We graduate today filled with confidence instilled by these past 5 years at CCLCM, and with hope for all that is to come.
Good afternoon, everyone. I have the unenviable task of saying thank you twice, but if anyone deserves to hear it the most, it's you, Ms. Lerner, so I'm glad I have the opportunity to do it. I'm so honored to stand here to express our class's deepest gratitude to Ms. Norma Lerner, the late Mr. Al Lerner, and Dr. Mihalovich. I'm so happy to have spent my last 5 years at CCLCM, and I could not have imagined a better medical school experience. It's so incredible what you and Mr. Lerner's generous donation 5 years ago has created, and my classmates and I are incredibly privileged to have reaped the gifts that you sowed over 20 years ago. One particular day I'll remember most fondly is match day. Every year I'd see the graduating classes above me match at these fantastic institutions, but it was so hard to imagine myself in those same shoes. Seeing all of my classmates and I, who have spent the 5 years together, match at all these excellent institutions was a memory I'll never forget. However, it also made me reflect and think about how every student's success was a result of the dedication, support, and mentors around us, and most of all, from your life-changing gift 22 years ago. Thank you to Ms. Lerner and Dr. Mihalovich for creating a school that was so transformative for me and my classmates. I've made memories I'll treasure for a lifetime, met mentors who have gone to great lengths to advocate for me, but most of all, my classmates who have so impressed me and I'm very lucky to call my friends. While we can never repay you the magnitude of your generosity, this book is a small token of our heartfelt gratitude. Thank you so much for believing in us and making our dreams possible.
Angela Way, I think you're up.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Angie Way. It's such a privilege to be here today, celebrating such a significant milestone with all of you. As we gather here to mark the culmination of our medical school journey, I'm honored to present the class gift on behalf of the Cleveland Clinic Alumni Association and the class of 2024. I also wanted to give a special shout out to my fellow alumni representative, Sammy, who will be giving our amazing class speaker later this evening. It's become a tradition for the graduating class to present a gift to the school that will leave a lasting impact for future students. This year, our class has chosen to dedicate our gift to the late Miss Darlene Gray by way of donation to the Darlene Gray Student Life Emergency Fund. Darlene was an integral part of the CCLCM family for 13 years. As our student affairs coordinator, she warmly welcomed students into our second home here at CCLCM and helped students navigate both academic and personal needs during our time in medical school. Darlene was often the first person we turned to, whether we forgot our hospital badge, misplaced our white coat, or just needed somebody to talk to after a long day. Darlene was always there with her infectious smile, helping hand, and uplifting positive attitude. Her caring nature extended not only to the students she served, but also to her colleagues and her community. For many years, she helped organize the winter clothing drive for the men's shelter on Lakeside Avenue. Darlene passed away in 2021, and our class was heavily impacted by the news as Darlene welcomed us into CCLCM and supported us throughout our first 2 years. The Darlene Gray Student Life Emergency Fund was established to provide emergency financial support for our students, such as temporary housing, unforeseen medical expenses, and travel costs during personal emergencies. The fund embodies the essence of Darlene, her kindness and willingness to lend a helping hand to those in times of crisis. As one of the last classes to have benefited from her loving support, we felt that this was the perfect gift to carry on her work to classes that did not get a chance to know her. We hope the fund will help support future students in times of need and will be a small reflection of the warm spirit and generosity that Darlene represented to our CCLCM family. While our class has already made some contributions to the fund, there are often unmet and unforeseen needs that can arise within our medical community. Should you feel so inclined, we would like to extend an invitation to you, our family, our friends, our colleagues, and our mentors to consider supporting this worthy cause. We have included a QR code in the slide above, as well as an insert in your program, should you feel the need to donate. If you scan the code, it'll take you directly to our class donation page. Thank you so much, and congratulations once again, class of 2024.
Thank you, Angela, and thanks to the class, a wonderful gift. We all missed Darlene. She was a very special person, and it's great to see her legacy live on. Now, one of the true highlights is our class video. I have not previewed, but it's never disappointed. So, Saloni.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all for coming to our CCLCM graduation. I have the honor today of presenting our graduation video. So this is an annual tradition, and it allows us to reflect on our growth and our time here. And frankly, we've been through a lot together. We were the first class to start at the new health education campus building. Shortly after, we transitioned to Zoom University to finish out our preclinical years. We adapted to our new normal on our clinical rotations. We celebrated with our patients. We held their hands during times of hardships. We learned how to be some of their best advocates. And frankly, we're going to be some of the best residents our hospitals have seen. When we all came in our first year, I'm not sure any of us could have really predicted what was going to come. But all that being said, we've adapted, we've persevered, and we've come out generally intact on the other end, I would say. All that, I am just so incredibly proud of us and all of our accomplishments. And we really couldn't have done it without the support of every single person in this room. So thank you to all of our mentors, our family, our faculty, and friends for everything that you've done and the role that you've all played in our futures. And of course, a special thank you to the Cleveland Clinic and the Lerner family for making our education possible. And with that, I present to you our graduation video.
It can seem very intimidating. The first time that I set foot on the campus, I remember I was thinking it was just this gigantic place. There's so many people, it's very bustling.
I remember just being like, I'll probably never be surrounded so closely with so many people, just so passionate about what they're doing, and everyone was so excited to learn.
You change from kind of anxiety to, oh man, I can't wait to get to know these people, and then you spend 5 years with them.
A lot of medical schools, especially early on, are like a roller coaster, and that there's a test coming up and you study and you don't sleep. And then after the test, there's like 2 weeks where you do the opposite. You try to recover from what just happened. And the best part about CCLCM is we're sort of like a soft boil. You're working hard, but you're just constantly learning.
We're a little different than other places, but I wouldn't change. I think that's what makes us unique. There's just ample opportunity and free time outside of your regular curricular activities to pursue your interests.
The amazing thing about the Cleveland Clinic, I can start getting into the clinic my first and second year and applying these skills and getting skills talking to patients.
The thing that really surprised me was how much I learned from my colleagues.
We rely on each other to do the research and present it to each other so that we can all help each other learn and fill in the gaps that we have.
We're essentially teaching ourselves for a good chunk of our curriculum, and so there is a responsibility and accountability we have to have towards our peers and our friends, and I think that's what really makes problem-based learning thrive.
I also loved that we're given the long white coats instead of the short white coats. They wanted us to be treated as colleagues from day one.
The communication skills that we learned how to incorporate our own personalities and our own communication styles into a way that was more professional and have the confidence to engage in difficult dialogue with patients in a transparent and honest manner.
The constant feedback that you're getting is so valuable because you want to always be improving. Being able to look at feedback that you're getting and say, how can you continue to grow, is really critical.
The leaders here really care about us and they go above and beyond.
It's awesome. Everyone is really excited to have a Lerner student with them, and this is one of the best training hospitals in the country.
I was working with the department chair of the Department of Translational Hematology and Oncology Research, who's a world-renowned researcher. And when I started in his lab as a first year with almost no clue what was going on, he took so much time to make sure I understood the science, teach me grant writing.
He was doing a particular type of aortic operation, and he had a guest surgeon from another hospital. The surgeon from the other hospital says, wow, this is really crazy. He's like, I see like 2 of these per year. And I was like, oh, I've seen like 2 of these in the last week as a first-year medical student.
One of my first years I was shadowing, and I was in a room. The family was crying, the patient was crying, and I thought they were happy tears, but I wasn't too sure. The father came up to me and shook my hand and said, thank you, doctor. And comes to find out, the patient had had a bone marrow transplant and they were 100 days out. It was such a moving experience. And from that moment on, I was like, this is what I want to do.
To come to a place where research is so highly valued, it's a really exciting and motivating culture to be a part of.
I love taking care of patients, but I like when I leave that patient encounter thinking about what can I do differently in the future to make it better for them, and the only way you can really address that is through research.
My research looked at low-grade tumors or benign brain tumors. I really wanted to understand why certain benign tumors have such increased brain edema or swelling of the brain.
I ended up doing my research on endometriosis, and we were looking at how the complement system may play a role in the progression of endometriosis. I think it was the first time that I've really felt like I was a budding investigator, which was really exciting.
We have such a unique school. It allows the students to truly explore and dive deep and be passionate about whatever it is they're interested in.
I wanted to give back to the inner city, working with John Hay High School students and learn about college, introducing them to medicine.
I was one of the co-founders of the Minority Maternal Health Initiative, a program where we would match medical students up with high-risk pregnant patients. And I also really want to continue to do initiatives and efforts to combat healthcare disparities in the future.
Having a class of 32 people, you get to know everyone pretty well. My classmates have been, honestly, it's been a highlight of my experience here.
We were really lucky because we had a full 9 months together before COVID hit. So we really had a lot of time that first year to bond, to grow together.
I had a lot of fun. I like to have friends over all the time. During the COVID era, we had to kind of adapt that to Zoom. Some of them have become my closest friends.
It's been great to watch classmates find their own paths and make their own decisions about where they're going to try to go for residency.
Oh, it's exciting. For us, it's like the most important day of medical school.
It's a fun day. I'm really excited to see what happens for everyone.
The fact that we all started together 5 years ago and we're all finding out where we're going to spend the next phase of our lives.
The days were long, but the years absolutely flew by.
I think I'm more excited to see where they match and see what they can do.
My classmates are some of the best people I know. They're going to be brilliant physicians, and to be able to share this with them, I don't know, it gives me chills.
You'll always be a member of our family, and all the best. So congratulations to you all.
Cleveland Clinic, cardiac surgery. That's the Cleveland Clinic, cardiac surgery, #1 choice.
I'm really excited to match my #1 program, Brigham and Women's in Boston.
I got my #1 choice, University of Michigan, Ann Arbor for pediatrics residency.
Brigham and Women's categorical for internal medicine. Did fantastic. UCSF, my #1, OBGYN.
Mass General. Yeah. I can't believe it.
Neurosurgery at Mayo Clinic, my #1.
I matched up my first choice, so I'm staying here at the Cleveland Clinic. I'm very excited. Orthopedic surgery.
I matched my #1, going to University of Michigan for anesthesia. Very excited.
I got my #1. I'm going home. I'm so happy. Michigan. Neurology.
I matched family medicine at University of North Carolina. That was my top choice. Really, really excited.
Children's Hospital, Philadelphia. Absolutely thrilled.
Went to Santa Cleveland Clinic, OBGYN. Cleveland Clinic, Florida, general surgery.
I matched ortho at Montefiore up in the Bronx. Very excited.
I matched at Cleveland Clinic Urology.
I matched dermatology at the Cleveland Clinic, and I'm so excited to be staying here.
I matched psychiatry at Cambridge Health Alliance at Harvard Medical School.
I matched at my #1 Cleveland Clinic, so woo! Internal medicine.
I matched to Stanford in their combined medicine anesthesiology, and I'm just over the moon excited.
Didn't disappoint, did it? What a fabulous video. I got nervous and excited for match day all over again. I felt like it's crazy. All right, well, we have some very special things to move forward before we get to our graduates. And Gus Reversi is going to introduce our faculty speaker. Gus?
Good afternoon, everyone. Today I have the immense privilege of introducing our graduation faculty speaker, Dr. Monica Yepes-Rios. Before she joins us on stage, allow me to share a glimpse of her profound influence in our community. I could delve into her numerous achievements and honors, such as her pioneering role as the inaugural Dean of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at Case Western Reserve University School of Medicine. Or I could tell you about her dedicated work with Ohio City Lutheran Hospital Hispanic Clinic, or her recognition as a notable Latino leader by Crane's Business Cleveland and Mentor of the Year by the LMSA. However, I wish to underscore the deep impact she has had on our CCLCM community. Having had the privilege of collaborating with Dr. Yepes-Rios across various settings, I have been consistently struck by her unwavering compassion in advocating for those under her care, her exemplary leadership style, and her relentless commitment to enhancing our CCLCM community. As an advocate, Dr. Yepes-Rios utilizes her position to care for her patients with boundless compassion, empathy, and genuine curiosity. She truly embodies the epitome of the physician we all aspire to become. What particularly inspires me about Dr. Yepes-Rios is her leadership ethos. She leads not merely by decree, but by example, and by listening intently, earning her the profound respect and admiration of our entire school community. As an integral member of our CCLCM family, she ensures that every student feels valued, heard, respected, and celebrated. Dr. Yepes-Rios' unwavering support and leadership within the DEI Steering Committee, her invaluable contributions to every facet of CCLCM, and her fervent advocacy for our students truly exemplify her as a remarkable leader. While there is much more I could share about your impact on our school, I will conclude with a personal note. Since my first day as a student here, Dr. Yepes-Rios has been a beacon of empowerment, belief, and care for me. I wholeheartedly credit her mentorship and support for helping me guide me to this moment. So without further ado, it is with immense honor and excitement that I present to you Dr. Yepes Rios.
That was beautiful, Gus. Thank you. I am deeply honored to have been asked to be your graduation speaker. Thank you very much. Mrs. Lerner, Dean Gerson, Dean Isaacson, Dean Young, Dr. Stoller, Dr. Lipson, my colleagues, families, and friends, thank you for being here today. I will share a few words of recognition, a few words of gratitude, and encouragement as well, and wisdom perhaps. You've heard, for recognition, the brilliant work that you've done with the community, in research, in clinical care. I know mom, dad, auntie, grandma, you all agree with us that we have brilliant, brilliant students here. So that's an easy one, the recognition. But in all seriousness, from the faculty, staff, and peers, we thank you for choosing us for these formative years of your career. You have learned and accomplished so much in the community work that you've done, in the clinical skills, and the research contributions that you've done, and not even the sky's the limit for how you will redefine medicine. So congratulations. A word of gratitude. You came, as you heard, at a pivotal moment in the world of a pandemic, and also a world order that came face to face with long-standing racism and inequalities after the murder of George Floyd, and continued challenges to humanity and to challenges to diversity, equity, and inclusion. But you rose to that challenge, and you made me and you made all of us rise to that challenge. And you rose to the equity in our school and build the research that you design and the care of our patients all the better for it. So thank you. Thank you for making us better, and our patients and our care will be better for it. So today you're a student, and in just a few weeks, you're an intern. Just like that. I recall very distinctly the first team that I was assigned as an intern, with a resident, other interns, and students. Neil was a student on that team. He was quite withdrawn, and I asked the resident about him. And the resident said, "Don't worry about him." So of course I worried about him. So I sat with Neil and we reviewed clinical cases and we talked medicine. And at some point, Neil wondered why I was investing time with him and why I did that. And I wondered why we had not. And soon enough, he was engaged in rounds and he had the most beautiful smile. And he found his wings and took off. And he went into ophthalmology and he now chairs a large ophthalmology practice. I was going to share a patient story, but I figure you already have lots of patients you have worked with, lots of images of those patients you have impacted, lots of images of those patients who have impacted you. You will continue to acquire incredible knowledge, clinical skills, and research skills. And there will be moments when you're tired, you have a lot in our minds, we have competing demands, and you might find, maybe I cannot give my best at this point. But what if that patient in front of us is a loved one, mom, a child? That patient, that student, that colleague, maybe Neil is right there, who needs our voice and who needs our heart. What would I expect if I was that person who needed that extra time, that extra moment? Not only how we treat that person, that colleague, that student, but how we treat them, but how we model treating them, and others are watching us and our behavior, we can affect not only that person in front of us, but a whole culture and the culture change that we can achieve. So it's a lot, but we can amplify that kindness and that exemplary care. So never miss that opportunity. And I know that you have not, but please continue to do so. My most consistent advice, perhaps, is to always follow your passion and know when not to listen to the noise. And what do I mean by that? We know what drives us and what our passions are. And we know when others sometimes are telling us things that we should be doing, but they may not align what we really want to do. And you found here so many opportunities, and you follow your passion and have achieved amazing things. For some years in my career, to be honest, I would let the noise make me feel I was doing something wrong. So let me explain a little bit. Early in my career, I volunteered at community health centers that served the immigrant Hispanic community, and I was hooked on offering the best care to underrepresented communities. I was able to do this in different settings across the country. I was privileged to do it and really found a lot of satisfaction from that. At the same time, I was also committed to supporting hundreds and thousands of young Navy families who were far from their loved ones as we moved around the country with my spouse's Navy career of 30 years. I was at the side of moms delivering babies and supporting each other as families while our spouses were deployed in harm's way. And there are a lot of things that we were doing that really didn't end up on my CV, or maybe don't end up on our CVs as we do them. But they're valuable to how we feel in the moment, and how they're valuable to ourselves and the communities that we build, and they're valuable to our well-being and our wellness. So it is important to know what that passion is, and to trust our instincts, and to know what is best for us. What is best for us as physicians, what is best for us as physician investigators, and as individuals. With that, I'll be honest, maybe not so popular, but I fell in and out of love with the culture of academia that was not so forgiving at the time of following a very straight path, and I stepping out of academic pursuits, and things have changed. But I was fortunate to carve a path that that I was passionate about, and a path that now has led me where I can be invested in leading work in equality in healthcare, in community, in medical education, and I'm very thankful for those opportunities. Maybe, just like Neil, I am here because somebody extended that kindness and that opportunity to me. I started by expressing that gratitude. We all know what drives us, what brings us joys. Following that path is a rewarding path to fulfillment and wellness. And I express wellness because that is so important for you, for what you can achieve for our patients. Being asked by you today to be here as your graduation speaker is one of the most joyous moments of my career. With immense gratitude, I thank you. Be kind, find your path. The future of healthcare, education, and research is in amazing hands. Go define it, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Monica, for those wonderful words. Now I get to introduce the student speaker. And Sammy, come on up. I have a story. I don't know if you remember this at all, but Sammy Stolkamp-Tidd is our student speaker chosen by our classmates. Do you remember when we first met? I'll remind you.
I believe you gave me some crap because I went to OSU.
Oh my God. I would never do that. No, we met at the Foundation House. It was Second Look. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to let you know, I didn't want you to know that I went to Michigan. So I was engaging with you, and I said, this is someone we've got to get to come here, a Second Look. And you told me about your OSU roots, and I just listened and listened and listened. I'm sure I never told you anything about Michigan, but you found out. And look at us, we get along, we're friends, right? I'm so proud of you and looking forward to your remarks. So.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm incredibly honored to be speaking today on behalf of my wonderful classmates. I want to start by thanking our families, friends, and significant others for the sacrifices they have made for our futures. We would not be standing here today without your support. I also would like to thank the Lerner family, the Cleveland Clinic, and every faculty and staff member of the Cleveland Clinic Lerner College of Medicine. Your support, hard work, and dedication transformed an idea for a better way to educate physician scientists into what I believe is the best medical school in the country. CCLCM is unique for a lot of reasons, but there's one thing that I think defines this place. To illustrate that, I'm going to tell you a story about a ravioli. I'm sure you didn't expect those words to come out of my mouth, but I promise I have a point. A little over 5 years ago, I walked onto the Cleveland Clinic campus for an event we call Second Look, in which hopeful attendees of CCLCM get to come and see what the place is all about, before finalizing what medical school they want to go to, of course. I was so incredibly excited and nervous to meet many of my future classmates and to see where I plan to spend the next 5 years in more detail. During this event, we eat lunch at the fanciest building on campus, the Foundation House. It's an actual mansion right next to the hospital. As I was taking in the beautiful paintings, disaster struck. A delicious butternut squash ravioli escaped my fork's grasp and landed directly on an ornate carpet that I imagine was as old as the clinic itself. I saw my life and acceptance to my dream school flash before my eyes. And as I stood there horrified, I heard a chuckle coming from behind me. I turned and saw Darlene Gray, our beloved student affairs coordinator, sitting in a chair, smiling at me. She looked at me as if she was reading my mind and said something along the lines of, "Don't worry, honey, it's fine. We're all family here." She helped me find staff to get materials so I can clean up my mess and hopefully, not get kicked out. And she started telling me stories about her students that she loved so much, how proud she was to know them, and how special this place was. Darlene unfortunately passed away a few years after that, but her words and belief in this school still ring true. This place is different. It's hard to put into words why, but Darlene's explanation is still the best I've heard. We're family here. As you might have guessed, they did not rescind my acceptance over the ravioli, and I became a member of the CCLCM family. And let me tell you, the Kennedys, the Kardashians, the Obamas, the Bushes, name any powerful family in America, they aren't nearly as impressive as this one. My classmates are hands down some of the smartest, kindest, and most amazing people I have ever known. I could sit up here for hours talking about their accomplishments, how proud I am of them, and how I think each will leave a distinct mark on the world. But they only give me 6 to 8 minutes, and the food would most definitely get cold. Fingers crossed they have that ravioli. A lot happened over the last 5 years, so it was pretty hard, if not impossible, to summarize. We joke that the memories we've made here are better than any TV sitcom, and there were occasions we thought and honestly wished there were cameras rolling. We started our journey as the first class in the new medical school building and had to learn where all the bathrooms were before they put any signs up. Let me tell you, that was not easy. It literally looks the same. We learned to drink out of the fire hose of knowledge together, helping out, and of course making fun of each other along the way, just like siblings do. For example, if one of us, not naming names, Phil, horribly mispronounced the name of a heart rhythm, well, none of us ever again would forget the correct pronunciation, and we'd have to resist the urge to smile every time we heard it, despite it quite literally being a medical emergency. One day before our spring break, we sat around a computer on the 4th floor looking at a map of some virus that was going around. Dr. Mehta assured us that we'd be back after spring break. The next year and a half, we spent online, but still together. Tracy, our program manager, became an honorary classmate as she helped seminar leaders discover the world of Zoom. My APM group became rap legends when we released our hit song, Health is the Word, as a part of our community engagement project. It was a limited release, and no, we will not be stopping and signing autographs after the ceremony. We came together in person for physical diagnosis and anatomy sessions at the site of a presidential debate, and once, Kate even came on skis. The amount of laughs we shared over Zoom and messaging apps is immeasurable. Just like the number of times Mike has accidentally sent a message in the group chat, or the number of times Zaim has tried to get us to rent a townhome from him. Virtual weddings turned back into in-person engagements, parties and dinner dates, and we entered the world of clinical medicine together. Long days in the lab, pipetting samples, and nights spent with neck pain from doing medical chart reviews paid off as we finished our thesis work. We even gained some new classmates who were so dedicated to their research, they decided to do an extra year, or a full-on PhD in Adam's case. I'm still honestly in shock from hearing about the incredible research all of you did. Remember me when you get your Nobel Prizes. You can email me, call me, I mean, whatever. I don't want any of the money though. With the mentorship and guidance of some of the best physicians in the world, each of us discovered the place in medicine that we wanted to be in and successfully applied to residency together. A feat that probably would not have happened for about half of us if Christy and Maeve weren't so skilled at reminding everyone about deadlines since the very first formative portfolio. Finally, a few months ago, we watched as our class pulled off what many are saying is the most impressive match day in the history of CCLCM. I'm incredibly proud to be a classmate of each and every one of you, and I always will be. This school isn't just special because of the full tuition scholarship, but we're very grateful for it. The lack of tests, the small class size, or the dedication to research. No, as cheesy as it sounds, it's the people and the culture that we have built. It's the family that we have built. I leave here excited for the future, sad to leave this era behind us, but so incredibly happy for the co-residents, co-interns, co-workers, and patients that will get to benefit so profoundly from the support and care that my Lerner family will give them, because I know I did. Thank you and congratulations to my fellow Cleveland Clinic Lerner College of Medicine graduates of 2024.
That was fabulous. And I did not step in the ravioli, I don't think, so Darlene took care of it. All right. Maeve Pasco, I think, is next.
Wow, how do you follow that up? No, hello everyone. Thank you so much for giving me this time, because it is my distinct honor to present Dr. Christine Warren with the CCLCM Graduating Students Award for Outstanding Faculty Contribution. Dr. Warren truly is a leader of the people and for the people being those seated in this room here today and our extended CCLCM family. As we all know, Dr. Warren took a chance on CCLCM from the very beginning as a member of the first class of our school, embarking on a risky adventure, a school with research emphasis that did not provide a stipend or an additional degree, but in doing so became a part of the start of something great. She helped shape our unique culture as a member of the very first College Board of Student Representatives, or CBSR, creating bylaws that she's now happy to help us both follow and reshape as we shape our school over time. And years later, she returned to CCLCM in another leadership role as our Dean of Student Affairs as we, the class of 2024, entered medical school. In many ways, she has grown into her role as we have grown into physicians. She likely felt some of those first day jitters as we did. She tried to figure out how to deliver quality education through a pandemic as we struggled through the Krebs cycle for the millionth time. And she advocated for students through DEIA reform and ever-changing testing, rotation, and residency expectations. And most importantly, she's been there for us when we need her for just about anything, whether it's signing forms or leading class meetings or sticking up for us as a school or even just providing derm referrals. Dr. Warren is outstanding not because of the position that she holds, but because of the compassionate person that she is. And it is for that reason that we have selected her today for this recognition. Congratulations, Dr. Warren.
Precious, you're up.
Hello, everyone. It's an honor to introduce this year's Graduating Student Award for Outstanding Administrative Contributions, Liz Myers. So Ms. Myers has been an integral part of the intricate workings of CCLCM, and this has allowed the smooth and efficient running of the entire school. Given her roles with admissions and financial aid, she has helped in the recruitment of several amazing CCLCM classes. And she's also offered a guiding hand to the many questions and concerns about navigating the often confusing terrains of medical school finances. Mrs. Myers is loved by all and is seen by many students, including myself, as a mother figure. You would often find her giving very warm hugs to students who venture into the administrative offices. Her wisdom has also served many outside the financial domains, as she has availed herself as a safe house to many students who are in challenging circumstances and need a warm, wise, and listening ear. Leo Tolstoy said, "The simplest and shortest ethical precept is to be served as little as possible and to serve others as much as possible." I can't think of many that embody that like Liz Myers. Please help me in welcoming Liz Myers to the stage to receive her award.
Liz and I actually go back quite a ways, and she's remarkable. Congratulations, Liz, and thank you so much for being here. Nikki Winchester, you're up next.
Good evening. I have the immense privilege to introduce you all to Dr. Deshpande and present him with this much-deserved award for excellence in research education. Dr. Deshpande is not only a prolific researcher with nearly 150 citations in PubMed, but as I've told many students, you could not ask for a better mentor. Dr. Deshpande is someone who will make your goals his own. He takes the time to get to know his students, and not only what they want from their thesis year or summer research epidemiology course, but what you want for your career even after residency. He helps instill a lifelong interest in research and learning the skills needed for that, while also encouraging students to learn how to balance the requirements of research with life in and outside of medicine. Dr. Deshpande also takes the time to teach students about the details of research, such as the art and the science of how to name your data files, and how to build a team around yourself to support you in conducting research both effectively and as efficiently as one can. He is someone who says they have an open door policy and truly means it, no matter how many grants and publications he's working on simultaneously. I wish all students could work with Dr. Deshpande during their research year, and I think the administration had the same idea. He now also works and leads the summer epidemiology course, which means that all students who graduate here today will have the chance to both learn from Dr. Deshpande and work with him. Dr. Deshpande, we're also fortunate to have you as a teacher and a mentor, and we could not be more excited to present you with the award for excellence in research education. You could not be more deserving.
I have the honor to present the next award, the Elaine F. Danifer Award. Elaine was one of the founding faculty of CCLCM, joined us before we started in 2004, and was really champion of our innovative assessment system, our portfolio system, and she really had a remarkable presence in terms of building reflective practice into our curriculum. And it fundamentally really changed the way all of us approached education. We're grateful that her husband Dale is here. Hi, Dale. And I'm so delighted this year, we had such a tough competition, we had to give the award to two people, Dr. Chris Moravec and Dr. Craig Nielsen. You've heard a lot about the research. We also have 20 students getting dual degrees from CASE. I think that's probably the most we've ever had. So let's give a round of applause to all those students who are getting advanced degrees. In class of 2024, you now join the Alumni Association. We promise we won't ask you for any money tonight, okay? That'll come later. Actually, Janet, come on down here. I want to introduce Janet Attaboye. Now, Janet has come back to Cleveland Clinic, and Janet did not have graduation. She did not have this event here because it was during COVID. So I think we owe it to Janet to give her a round of applause. What do you think? We also have some gifts for the students, the Cleveland Clinic folio, and a representation of the Lucas Bronze, which, by the way, is not bronze, as Dr. Young would know. It's made out of plaster, but it highlights the dedication of the Cleveland Clinic to patient care, education, and research. It was created during World War II when precious metals couldn't be used for these types of things. Now, finally, what we've all been waiting for, let's celebrate our students. Students, please rise, and could I have the PAs and the deans come down to the floor?
It's our pleasure today to announce our graduates. I am so delighted to introduce our first graduate. Her name is Emily Abramczyk. She will be doing a residency in diagnostic radiology at the Cleveland Clinic, and she will also complete her preliminary internal medicine year at University Hospital's Health System, Case Western Reserve University. Our next graduate is Christy Kampla. She will be doing an ophthalmology residency at University of California, San Diego Health, and she will also do a transitional year at Scripps Mercy Hospital. Next, we have Samuel Hartwood. He will be doing an internal medicine residency at University of Texas, Southwestern Medical Center, a much warmer place than here.
Okay, I will try to do this without getting choked up. I am so proud of these individuals. First, we have Sydney Atkinson, who will be joining us here at the Cleveland Clinic for her OBGYN residency. Next, Zaim Lone, who will join us here for urology. Magdalena Fay will be going to Massachusetts General for internal medicine. And last but not least, Sarita Walvakar will be going to Yale New Haven for neurology with transitional internal medicine at the same hospital.
Our next graduate is Mali Hamid, and she's going to be doing internal medicine at the Hospital of the University of Pennsylvania.
I'm honored to announce Hirak Bhatt, who will be working as a medical writer. Graham Buchan will be doing orthopedic surgery at Montefiore Medical Center. Saloni Ladd will be doing family medicine at the University of North Carolina Hospitals. And Angela Way will be doing dermatology at Cleveland Clinic.
James Sullivan will be going to Brigham and Women's Hospital to do internal medicine, my alma mater. Woohoo! And Matthew Thompson staying here to do thoracic surgery.
Next, we have Susie Kim, who is going into ophthalmology, Johns Hopkins Wilmer Eye Institute. Catherine Lowe is entering medicine and anesthesiology at Stanford Hospitals. Abdel Rahman Rami is doing pediatrics at the University of Michigan. Samantha Jean Stallkamp-Tidd is doing neurology at Strong Memorial Hospital, University of Rochester.
Michael Ryan is going to the University of Michigan to do anesthesiology. Abhilash Suresh is going to Johns Hopkins to do internal medicine. Nikki Winchester is going to the University of Washington in Seattle to do internal medicine with an emphasis on primary care.
Okay, Samyukta Dor is going to Cambridge Health Alliance, Harvard, to do psychiatry. Okay, Adam Lauko is going to do pediatrics at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. And Srinidhi Singuri is going to do neurology at Barnes Jewish Hospital.
Pranay Hegde is going to internal medicine at Stanford Healthcare. Darren Liu is staying here with us at the Cleveland Clinic for Internal Medicine. Another one staying with us, Carlos Munoz Lopez, staying for urology at the Cleveland Clinic. Derek Ubiere Yuboa, neurologic surgery at the Mayo Clinic. Another one is staying home with us, Precious Oyam, orthopedic surgery at the Cleveland Clinic. One from my specialty, neurology, Maeve Pasco, University of Michigan. All right, Gus Raversi, OB-GYN, University of California, San Francisco. Kieran Vaida, primary care, social internal medicine, Montefiore. She's not here tonight, but let's give her a round of applause. All right, we have two more. Philip Wang, psychiatry, Brigham and Women's General Hospital. Last but not least, Gina Whelan is doing general surgery at the Cleveland Clinic, Florida.
What do you say? Let's have a round of applause for our class of 2024. Waiting for the music, and then our students will lead us out up the stairs, and we have a beautiful reception waiting all of you. So delighted you could be here tonight, and we look forward to a wonderful evening tonight and even better tomorrow.
It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you
I'll be standing right here talking to you about another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in the